Welcome back to another day, another week, another episode of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking a lot about AI in Hollywood. Lots of news stories popped up. A lot of stuff happened on Twitter as far as what they've been. A new Sea Dance came out, and basically it's turning Hollywood's heads upside down because they don't know what to do. So their cease and desists are going out. We're going to talk about reacting to Big Fry TV. He's talking about Battlefield 6 season 2's content. I watched this last week about, I think it was Saturday, Friday, one of those days. I thought it was very interesting because it's a lot of the stuff that I talk about. And because he's a fan of Battlefield 6 and other people, they're like, what are we supposed to do? How do we fix this? So we're gonna watch his video. It's very entertaining. I liked it. And then we're gonna watch Highguard as well. Highguard's talking about Highguard, about the guy's tweet and who they blamed. And since that time, since the video came out, since we all replied to this gentleman's tweet, he has deleted his account. Imagine that. Imagine putting something out there, didn't want to take credit or, didn't want to take responsibility for what the game they created. So they blamed the gamers and then put a post out there. And then that post gets deleted because, well, reasons, right? So we'll talk about it. Yeah. Joseph Poo 25 is his handle. So we'll talk about that. What's going on, chat? Hope everyone is doing well. Let me scroll up here, see who's here. Michelle Little Beastie, what's going on? Good morning, Altern, Aku, Mr. Z, Eclipse, Roic, Jesse Mack, Sarge, Water Bear, Travis, what's going on? Anybody else here? I think that's everybody that I can see so far. If you guys come in, welcome. What's up with Jason? All right, so let's start off with Big Fry TV stuff. Okay. Big Fry TV stuff. We're talking about Battlefield 6 Season 2. Now, I haven't played one iota of Battlefield 6 since it launched. We played the beta. Okay. Our show is reacting and covering news stories and have, my thoughts and opinions and your thoughts and opinions after that. So if you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Now, again, I haven't played Battlefield 6 since launch because I refuse to give companies money for broke, buggy, unfinished games, right? So let's see what he has to say about Battlefield 6.
All right, guys, I apologize. I'm a little bit sniffled and congested because I'm sick and fucking tired of the same old videos year in and year out. So we finally got information.
I don't know how old Big Fry is. Seems like he's in his, I would say, late 20s, maybe early 30s. Okay. And every time I watch content creators that start to, I don't know what the word is, start to see the light. They start to peek behind that curtain of the wizard, as I always say, right? Slowly, they become more like me, more like Sarge, where you're tired of the shit and you start to talk out about it.
About what Battlefield 6 Season 2 is going to be bringing to the table next week. And man, I don't even know what to say. As somebody who was a part of the Battlefield Creator Program, probably not for long after.
See what he just said? Someone that's part of the Creator Program, probably not long after this, because now he's giving actual criticism, right? He's angry, and he's giving criticism, right? This is what we talk about all the time. Where the people that are inside the Insider Program or get invited to these things, they can't give you their honest opinion, because if they do, they won't be a part of that program anymore.
This, because this right here is a fucking joke. If you're somebody like me who doesn't really care about the Red Sec Battle Royale, because in my opinion, it's one of the worst Battle Royales on the scene, there's not a lot of content to look forward to in Season 2 of Battlefield 6. We already know, based on previous videos I've made, that the game is bleeding players dry. I mean, fuck, man, what a fall from grace this was. But now, after a delay in waiting almost, 2.5 months since the last update for Battlefield 6, at least content-wise, just like in Season 1, it's broken down into 3 phases, and on February 17th, we have the Extreme Measures phase. Phase 1, we get a new map called Contaminated. Sick. Cool.
I like how he's like, He's like, yeah, sick, cool. Like, he doesn't give a shit because he's just like, yeah, one map. Game's been out since, what? Early October? All of October, all of November, all of December, all of January. Here we are, mid-February. They're bringing in one new map. Do you guys remember? How many maps came into the game when you purchased the DLCs and stuff back in the day? First of all, the game came out with 15 maps at launch, 12 to 15 maps, not 6 to 8. Remember those days? I remember those days.
We'll have to see what the map is like. It's the biggest chunk of content coming to the game this season. But we have this VL7 Strike limited time game mode. I really don't care. If I'm being completely honest, limited time game modes right now, to me, are kind of insulting when we're just clamoring for content. So something that you give us and that's just going to go away in, 2.
That's the worst content, right? Content that they work on and it's limited time, right? Limited time only. For what? Right? I said this before the game even came out, when the Battle Royale was just rumored about coming to Battlefield. And I said, if they have a Battle Royale, it's the end of Battlefield, because it will fundamentally change what Battlefield is. Okay? Battlefield's out. They're adding other maps, but they're limited time. Limited time only. Limited time only. Why do they do limited time only? Because it's a live service game. They got to make sure you come back. They got to make sure you're coming back to play the actual game. All right? Because if you're not coming back to play the game, you're going to miss out. You're going to miss out on this map. Well, developers are making these maps. By their own words, they said it takes about 6 to 9 months to make a map, is what they said. Well, now you're making limited time events. How long does that take? And they're only here for a little bit. Why?
Weeks or however long it lasts. I don't care. I really don't. RedSec, again, another one of those things I don't care about, but can you believe that the only content, according to this, coming to RedSec is limited time game modes? We have Gauntlet, Altered State, and BR Synthesis.
Say what you want about Fortnite. At least Fortnite knows what it is. Right? Fortnite knows what it is. It knows what it's doing. Battlefield's trying to figure out what to do.
Good shit. And then we have some new hardware. We have the Little Bird, the MH358. So new helicopters and, 5 weapons, four guns and a rocket launcher. What are we doing? No, seriously, what are we doing? A month after, on March 17th, we have a new map, Hagentel Base. A new limited time Nightfall game mode, which is obviously night maps, night vision. That's cool. It's a limited time event. I don't care. It's going away. So it's to me, this is like, hey, here's some content that we're just going to pull from you.
I will let Tim the Tatman have the Battle Royale, Jason. I will.
I don't give a shit. RedSec has a limited time mode called Gauntlet Nightfall, so it's just a night mode.
So now you have a limited time event for in February, right? This week. Limited time event for RedSec, limited time event coming for the regular game. Then in March you have another limited time event. How about adding these maps and these things to the actual game? I don't know, just crazy.
On Gauntlet. And then we have a new POI, which is Defense Testing Complex 3, Fort Linden. Cool. Sweet. We have a new vehicle coming out, which is basically the dirt bike. And then we have 2 new guns, an SMG and a new, it looks like a fully automatic sidearm. Sick. So just to break it down for you, we've been waiting 2 months for an update. And this update, over the course of the next 2 months, we're going to have 2 maps to play on if you're part of the multiplayer, and a bunch of limited time game modes.
2 maps. So what are we at? 10 now? You had 8 originally when the game first came out, and then you have 2 more maps 4 or 5 months afterwards.
That don't really matter because we're literally starved for content. And then April 14th, the 3rd phase begins. This is called Hunter Prey, limited time mode. Operation Augur.
It's a lot of limited time stuff, huh? A lot of limited time stuff.
Which I have to say, the operations mode, based on what we've seen in the trailers, look awesome. Why is it a limited time mode? Why are we spending resources and time working on content that's just going to go away? It makes no sense. Operation actually looks fucking awesome. It's a limited time game mode. Okay, who cares? We're also gonna...
I kind of enjoy, and again, I'm not judging Big Fry himself, but I do like it because he's starting to, like, you can tell he's angry. He's angry at Battlefield. He's angry at Battlefield because they were sold one thing and then given another. Okay, and I think, let me scroll up here. I can't put it on the screen, but I think Just Enough said something. Robert Jones says, the next Battlefield patch is over 200 additions and changes. Is it complete now? No, it's not complete now. It's never going to be complete because it's a live service game. It's a live service game, and they're constantly putting stuff in and taking stuff out because it's not Battlefield anymore, right? Me and Stars talk about this all the time. We used to just play Battlefield and play Battlefield for years, right? For weeks and months and years, because that's what the game was. It was just fun to play the game. Now they're like, oh, that's a limited time event. Oh, this is a limited time event. Oh, this is another limited time event.
To see some more Portal updates, what those are. It shows a gas mask, so I'm guessing we're going to have access to the VL Strike type, like, gas experience. A new bonus path for a battle pass.
I have a question. They have gas masks now, don't they? Yeah, they do. You still have gas masks in the game that you put on, or am I thinking of the older Battlefields? Is there not gas masks? Why are they so hyped up on gas masks here? Are gas masks not in the game right now? There's got to be. I remember playing in the beta. I thought I put a gas mask on. Or am I thinking of Battlefield 5 or Battlefield 1?
Who gives a shit? The LTV new vehicle and the Ripper 14 machete. I gotta say, man, as somebody who grew up in a time where we would pay money for expansion passes and Battlefield Premium, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm over the drip feed content. I
have to say, again, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but it's not just because of Battlefield with the drip feed content. It's this game and that game and the other game and this other game, right? All of these games slowly are giving drip-fed content, right? Drip-fed content. Imagine just sitting there and waiting for your coffee, right? Because they have slow drip, but you're not sitting there waiting for slow drip, right? Slow drip is being used, and you got to wait, and just one drop at a time. It just fills up the cup, goes through that whole little, right? Imagine if everything, you're like, oh, that's an experience, right? Oh, great. I get slow drip coffee. It's fantastic. But now slow drip orange juice and slow drip soda and slow drip whatever. Everything starts to be slow drip. At that point, you're looking at the cup and you're just like, give me this. Right? You just want to break the thing off, pour it in your cup, and give me my goddamn coffee. Okay? That's what it is right now with video games. That's right. I paid the money for the product. I want the product. Give me my product. Make a game, sell a game. And you can see that he's tired of drip-fed content. A lot of people are tired of drip-fed content.
Over live service games.
There is no gas mask. No gas mask in Battlefield 6. So they took something out so they could give it to you later. Fantastic.
Is yet another example of Battlefield not being able to keep up with player expectations. You launched with a small set of maps, some of them good, some of them bad. Season 1 maps were fucking dog shit. Everybody knows it. And now we're going to this. We don't know what Contaminated is like yet. We don't know what Hagentil Base is like yet. We don't know if they're going to be good or not, but at the end of the day, it's still 2 maps when people have been just asking time and time again for content. It's not going to be enough.
They're never going to give you the content. They're never going to give you the content because that is the business model. The business model is drip feed. Is pay up front for the thing, full price, if not more than full price, if you got the collector's edition, bonus edition, whatever edition. Okay? It's $70 is the minimum. Everything else is more expensive, and you had an incomplete game. There's nobody to blame here except for the gamers themselves. These things were here before the game came out. Right? I wasn't the only content creator saying stuff. And again, no one watches me as far as the bigger picture. Nobody knows I exist. Okay? God, I wish they did. Because if a content creator like Asmongold or Azzacross was talking about in a way where they weren't, obviously Asmongold didn't shill for them, but I don't know if Azzacross did either. But if someone's excited for the thing, but just looks at a clear picture and says, this looks great, looks fantastic, but I would hold off. I would hold off because it's not going to be a complete game, right? All the signs were there. Every single sign was there, and yet everyone bought it. It's the most sold game last year, okay? And yet people are upset now because they're not getting the content. Well, I'm sorry. You've already made it worse because now you've rewarded the actual company the full price for the game, and they don't have to do anything. Slow drip, very minimal viable product coming out, and that's all they're going to do. And that's because of you, the gamer that was fooled by the marketing, fooled by the event, fooled by the studio itself.
Battlefield 6 started with a great foundation, and they built up their live service model saying that this is going to be the biggest live service that Battlefield has ever seen, the most amount of content that Battlefield has ever seen. The only difference that we're seeing here between this and 2042 is the fact that they didn't have to go back and fix all of the launch maps, but
Yet. I guarantee you they go back and fix the maps because people already have problems with the maps that are launched with it. I guarantee you they will go back and fix the 8 maps that launched. Anybody want to take that bet? Anybody want to take that bet that they'll go back and go fix those maps?
realistically, we are getting drip feed content yet again, and there's absolutely no excuse for it when you have 5 studios working on this title. You are a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and this is fucking unacceptable. Now, I am in no way telling anybody,
oh boy, he's bringing up Call of Duty now,
to play Call of Duty. Don't get it twisted. I'm simply using this as a comparison because that's what everybody did, including myself, with Battlefield 6 versus Call of Duty in terms of their player numbers. Let's actually look at what Call of Duty Season 2 is bringing to Black Ops 7 and Warzone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fucking maps.
Well, to be fair, 9 maps in Call of Duty equals maybe a 1 map in Battlefield. But then again, we're here nor there. The fact is that they're putting 9 maps in the next update in Season 2, where Battlefield is putting in 2.
Are coming in Season 2 alone. And now, granted, some of these are remastered maps, right? Cliff Town, you have Slums, you have Grind that's returning, you have Firing Range that's returning. So realistically, 1, 2...
No, we're not even talking about that today, Crowded. Yeah, that wasn't even on my docket today. On the docket today is Hollywood AI. We're talking about Highguard with Kingard's video, and we're talking about Battlefield 6 with Big Fry here.
2, 3, 4, 5 maps. And I know the argument is going to be that Call of Duty maps are smaller, there's not as much detail, and that is definitely...
It looks like there's 4 maps of the 9 that are either remastered or returning.
True, but the point is on top of all of...
Oh, hold on, I over-talked over him.
5 maps, and I know the argument is going to be that Call of Duty maps are smaller, there's not as much detail, and that is definitely true, but the point is on top of all of these maps, we also have a shit ton of more modes. We have a zombies, we have endgame, we have new weapons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's more weapons dropping. Actually, matter of fact, there's more maps here as well. There's more kill streaks. There is more absolutely everything here, and it sucks because Black Ops 7 isn't a game that I want to play. If this was modern...
Isn't that sad? He's like, look, they have all this content, but I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it either. But I also don't want to play Battlefield.
Warfare, it would be a whole other conversation, and I think Battlefield at this point in time would probably be dead. But the simple fact is, in terms of like modern military shooters, Battlefield 6 is the best game out there. I'm very...
I don't know about that.
Curious to see what happens if Call of Duty announces Modern Warfare 4 or whatever it's going to be this year, if the tide is going to change and if the opinion is going to shift back towards Call of Duty. I don't know. But what I'm simply trying to point out here is that there are 2 massive fucking studios in the AAA space that are delivering to
minimal viable product, both of them really. Even though Call of Duty, I mean, they're just trying to get the studios or the clientele back from last year. Do you know what I mean?
infinitely different amounts of content for their live service
Remember, 5 studios for Battlefield. 5 studios for Battlefield.
model, and I wish I was into Black Ops, because this to me is what a season should look like. How do we not have remastered maps coming into the fold here? How was this not a—
Because they want you, the creator, not you, the creator of YouTube, but you, the gamer, to make the maps inside of Portal. Portal was there so they don't have to make the maps for you. Portal's there so you can make the maps, so you can make the fun that you want to make inside of Battlefield. That's why they haven't done any maps. They want you to make the maps. They want you to make the skyscrapers floating in the sky, or making races and making all these other things inside of Battlefield, and not actual Battlefield.
part of your discussions leading up to the launch? Where's Wake Island? Where's Strike at Karkan? We know Goldman Railway is being worked.
They have like 100 maps. Like literally, they can use any map that they've ever created from Battlefield 2042, or not 2042, 1942, okay, all the way up to 2042. They can use any of the maps they've created in Battlefield. And yet, they want you to make the maps.
Worked on. That's coming in a future season. Why have we not created a pipeline to remaster some of those older maps and deliver more content per season? I think
they don't want to do that, Big Fry, because you've already paid the money. They've already made your money, and now they're already thinking about what else they can do. So now it's minimal viable product. The bare minimum to keep you engaged. That's it.
I think most people would have been okay if Battlefield 6 delayed itself a year to create a pipeline where we were getting more post-launch content per season. I think most people would have been okay with it. We waited that long from the...
Right, you waited 4 years from 2042 to Battlefield 6. What was one more year?
Disaster that was 2042. I think if we waited another year and then do...
Well, don't worry, because you are waiting an entire year. You are. Because it came out in the beginning of October of 2025, but it won't be finished until, I don't know, April of 2027.
The rollout, do the pump up, and bring it back to Battlefield, plus the live service model that actually would have satisfied their consumer base, we would be winning. But now, unfortunately, what we're talking about is why Battlefield is making so many progression changes to RedSec, but not the base game. I don't know if you...
Who could have seen this coming? If there was only somebody that knows nothing about video games could see this coming.
You guys have seen this. So the Battlefield comms page put out a post community update looking ahead to season 2. One of the biggest points of complaint from the community was how bad their progression was, from weapon challenges to unlocking attachments. The whole thing needed a complete rework. Now hold on. One good thing we can say here is that challenges have been streamlined to reduce the emphasis on highly mode-specific challenges. One of the things I bitched about is a lot of the challenges I kept getting were related to RedSec. I don't want to play RedSec. I don't...
Imagine who could have seen this coming with the Battle Royale.
I want to play Gauntlet, and you have to re-roll and spend tokens to get the challenges. It was a fucking bullshit system. They have fixed that. Good job. But then more rewarding progression in RedSec. Just in RedSec. Career XP.
Hey, just in RedSec, because they want the free-to-play players to come into RedSec, because those people, if they're progressing better and they feel better about the game, then they'll spend more money on the microtransactions. Not the people that bought the $70 video game that you're actually playing and you have to grind 3,000 what is it, hours or whatever the hell it is to get your upgrades for the entire weapon. Okay? It's still grindy as hell, but this is designed like this. And yet, it doesn't matter.
And weapon XP earn rates have been increased in Battle Royale and Gauntlet, helping progression feel more balanced between RedSec and Battlefield 6 experiences. What are we doing? Why? What are we doing? Oh, we have a faster Battle Pass progression.
Oh, faster Battle Pass. Battle Pass progression has been adjusted to more rewarding this season. Ooh.
Battle Pass progression has been adjusted to be more rewarding this season. Who gives a shit? There's apparently a ton of different recoil improvements, player movement, and audio improvements as well that we're going to have to see when it comes out. But I got to be honest with you guys. My hype for season 2 is at an all-time low. It's at an all-time fucking zero. I'm over it.
Welcome to my side.
Honestly, like I think about season 2, and this should be a time where, like, you know, we're excited and we're looking forward to playing it, and I'm just like, bro, we have been waiting for months, and this is what we get. We get bullshit balancing to RedSec. We get bullshit drip feed content. And you know what's crazy is when you look up Battlefield on social media, you get a lot of people that are just seemingly disappointed.
You have so many videos of people that shilled for the company, that either went to the event, talked up hype about the thing, and now they're talking about Battlefield 6 like a girl broke up with them, right? Now they're talking about it like, I just don't know what to do. I mean, I think they could make the game better. I think they could just, too late. You've already given them the money, and now they just sit back. Slow and steady, baby. How many billions of dollars did we make?
I can't believe Operations is a limited time mode, a beloved Battlefield mode. Not sure why it's limited time. Major mistake. Keep scrolling down. Here's the Battlefield 6 Season 2 roadmap. 2 maps, 6 weapons, 3 vehicles. We deserve more. Now, I will say, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 7 weapons.
7 weapons. Wow. How many weapons were in Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1?
But it really doesn't fucking matter. How many of you remember peak gaming services from Battlefield?
Yep.
And they show up Battlefield 3, all of the expansions. Battlefield 4, all of the expansions. I don't know who needs to hear this, but my motivation as a Battlefield creator and player is 0. We've all given feedback for years that the post-launch support for this...
But you keep buying it. But you keep buying the broke, buggy, unfinished games. Not only that, you pre-ordered it.
Franchise is inadequate. I'm tired, boss. Let's just keep scrolling. I'm doing this in real time. We haven't had an abundance of content since Battlefield 1. Since then, Battlefield has produced slop. Still no love for RedSec. Battlefield has dropped the ball.
Not even a guy on the Battle Royale is complaining, right? First of all, if you're a RedSec fan, fuck you, right? Because not only is it a free-to-play game, but now you're demanding that they fix stuff in RedSec. It's free to play. The people that paid $70 for the actual game, they get priority when their game is broke, buggy, and fucking sucks. Not the free to play shit.
Big time with RedSec, and this person as a RedSec player feels like they haven't done enough either. No leveling guns attachments, prox chat, ranked solos, none of this stuff. These content updates we receive from Battlefield are only for the multiplayer modes. It's so crazy that both fucking communities feel the
Yeah. They've woken up. They've gotten smell salt underneath their faces. They're like, oh, what the hell happened?
exact same way, but on opposite ends of the spectrum. It's not enough. Battlefield 6 is one of the best foundations for a Battlefield title we have had.
Great. Best foundations. Not a done game. Not a complete game.
In quite...
If I look at a house and say, man, that foundation's fantastic, but there's no house on top of it, it means absolutely nothing to me.
Some time. But if it keeps bleeding players like this, it's not gonna matter. EA will just pack it up and go home. Given how much time there is between Battlefield seasons, this is pretty disappointing. How'd they expect to bring in 100 million players with this? Also,
100 million players. God, when they said that, we were like, what are they smoking?
RedSec got abandoned hard. No solos, prox chat, new contracts, in-game events, etc. What happened? The community is increasingly becoming more and more done with this fucking franchise.
Doesn't matter. Bitch all you want now. Everyone that bought the game, bitch all you want. You were the problem. I'm sorry to say it. There was a problem before the game came out. It was there. You didn't see it. You purchased the actual game. You funded the microtransactions, and now just 4 or 5 months later, everyone's like, well, what's going to happen to Battlefield? Nothing. Nothing's going to happen to Battlefield. You made it this way. You want it fixed? Stop buying the slop.
franchise and the way they handle live service. They always tout all of these big things like the most expansive Battlefield game ever, the most people working on it ever, the biggest studio operation ever, and we're still being fed absolute bare minimum levels of fucking content. How did we get here? But the more
I just told you how you got here.
important question is, how do we fucking fix this?
I told you that as well. You got to stop buying it. You got to stop buying the game. You got to stop buying the Battlefields and the Call of Duties. You got to stop buying it pre-order. You got to stop buying it day one, week one, month one. You have to let the game companies burn to the ground, okay? Because if you stop buying the game, guess what? They'll fix it. If you buy the game, they don't need to fix it. They have your money. Thank you very much.
And unfortunately, this is one of those times where I don't even have an answer. I don't even have a suggestion, because this is clearly what Battlefield Studios and EA want to do, is drip feed. And
because sucker's born every second. Every second a sucker's born, right? They marketed it beautifully. Congratulations, EA. You marketed it beautifully. You had a whole warehouse full of people that told you it was the greatest game ever created for Battlefield. Battlefield's back, and here we are 5 months later, but fix it, please. Okay? They did it. They fooled a whole bunch of people.
give you the bare fucking minimum. But buy Battlefield Pro, guys. Buy the Battle Pass. Buy the microtransactions. Look at all of the cool cosmetics we have in the game and go fuck yourself. I want to know what you guys think down below. And while you're down there, leave a like on the video. Subscribe for more content, guys. I am so fucking tired of having this same conversation every single...
Stop buying it. That's it. It's the answer is so simple. But yet people have to play the newest thing. They have to. They can't wait. They have to play the newest thing, because if they don't play it, some magical thing's going to happen where they feel left out. Do you know more people are playing Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5? More people are playing Battlefield 2042 because it's 4 years later and they fixed it. Well, majority of it anyway. Okay. This is not going to get fixed. This is not going to get... It's not going to change in any way, shape, or form unless you stop buying. When the next Battlefield comes out, when Battlefield 7 or whatever they call it comes out, you do not pre-order. You do not buy day one. I had a video literally about this. They've done it for the last 10 years. 10 years. Same exact platform, same exact outcome. And yet everyone still keeps buying it.
Single time a major game releases in the space. It has been this way for too goddamn long, and I'm getting burned out. I'm getting burned out of having the same conversations. I'm getting burned out of talking to developers at events and letting them know that the way that you have been doing things doesn't work anymore, and then having them go, no, trust me, bro, it's gonna be different this time around, and then it's never fucking different.
Nope. He's seen the light. Big Fry has seen the light.
It's unfucking believable. As always, my name is Big Fry, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
There you go. Link in the description down below. Give it a like. Give him a subscribe. Yeah, it's to me, it's funny. To me, it's funny. Right? Because people will still buy the same thing and then bitch about it. Right? They'll buy the thing and then bitch that they got ripped off. but it's there. But it's there. They've done the exact same thing year after year after year after year. Battlefield 3 was broke when it came out. They fixed it. 18 months. Battlefield 4 was broke when it came out. They fixed it. 12 months. Battlefield 1 wasn't broke when it came out. The worst part about Battlefield 1 was because it was World War 1. Right? Then I skipped Hardline because no one gives a shit about Hardline. Okay. Then Battlefield 5 comes out. We all know about what Battlefield 5. They fixed it and then abandoned it, by the way. They abandoned it. And then 2042 came out. 18 months before they fixed it. And here we are, Battlefield 6. Okay. Right now we're at 5 months. 5 months. And it's not going to get fixed because this business model is different than it was before. Right? This is the slow drip. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. You can remove Battlefield, but put every live service game ever, and it will fit. Gaming is in a funny state. Well, Western AAA titles, Indies, and Eastern titles are kicking major ass these days. Oh, 100%. But it's like these AAA games, these companies of EA, Activision. It's the same stuff, man. But yet people keep doing the same thing. Yeah, you got to stop buying it. JD Kent says, same goes with Madden. Yes, stop buying Madden. Do you want competition? You want competition? Stop buying Madden. Because if you stop buying Madden, well, then what would happen is they don't renew the contract. And if they don't renew the contract, that means that EA can't just make the minimal viable product for a football game anymore. And then other people can start making football games. And then they have competition. Right? Same with Overwatch. Overwatch is now competing. Some idiot commented on my thing today, right? And if you're here, you're an idiot, okay? Because he's upset because I didn't know the new characters' names. And I don't know the history of Overwatch. I don't give a shit about the history of Overwatch. We were talking about Overwatch because it needs to compete. And it wasn't competing. And it got stale. And people left. And only now competing because Marvel Rivals exists. I don't give a shit about Jetpack Cat. I don't give a shit about the new 4 to 9 other characters they're giving. I don't give a shit about any of that, right? The conversation about Overwatch was that now they're competing because they just sat there and collected your money and you gave them their money and going, well, it's all these fixes and nothing happens. No shit. No shit. Cause at the end of the day, why would EA care about updating the game when they got so much damn money up front? That's right. There's no incentive to do it as fast as right. Hey, you know why indie games fix their games real fast? Because they have to. AAA games don't need to because they got all the money up front. Just Enough says, are people really buying more cosmetics and DLCs than paid DLC map packs from the past? Yes. Yes, and not only are they buying it, remember, you would buy the DLC, it was like $15, $20 for the maps. Now you're paying $15, $25 for one skin. Waterbear, the person said, Jetpack Cat's been in the game for 8 years. For the lore. I don't give a shit. I don't care. The conversation about the game was that they're not competing until Marvel Rivals came out because they didn't have to. El Dente says competition is healthy. Who the hell cares about Overwatch character names? Not me. Kylo Green says, Madden, I haven't bought since Xbox 360, but college ball, I do buy. I enjoy the game. College is a little different. I mean, obviously, college football was gone for a while, so when it came back, 2 years ago, it was a big hit. But it's the same thing. There needs to be more competition. Now, there is another college game out there. It's the, what's the other one? The Pixel one. Like old school, like Temco Bowl type of stuff. Right? I forget what it's called. He made a pro one, and then he made a college one. Right? There's really no competition in that era. When I was younger, I shouldn't say we, because I don't know how old you guys are, right? But when I was younger, there was so many football games, so many baseball games, so many soccer games. There was good competition. Now, one here, one there. So you mean to tell me it took 8 years to add a character that's been in the lore already? That's right. That's right. Think about that for a second, Water. Think about that for a second. The fact that college football is the first year back, didn't even get a nomination for best sports game in the Game Awards last year is unbelievable. He was easily the best sports game of the year. But they don't care. Nobody cares. Madden just puts it out there, or I should say EA just puts it out there. I didn't like what they did with the college game personally myself, Kylo. What they not the game itself, but what they did to the sports athletes, right? To get we talked about this 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago when they were doing it, where they were trying to get the players to come in the game, and they would offer them money, but they would offer them $600, $600. Okay, a one-time fee of $600 and a copy of the game. Okay, that's what they got. So, just in perspective, Madden uses all the college kids that wanted to be in the game. They gave them $600 and a copy of the fucking game. Meanwhile, they make hundreds of millions of dollars. It takes a while to get the cat to wear a jetpack. Can't be done overnight. No, of course not. Of course not. It's just Madden with faster movement. I bought the college game last year. It's too arcadey. More arcadey than Madden. Ohio State running back was like basically Bo Jackson. Oh. Well, Madden's always been the same. See, a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of the infrastructure of Madden is the same, regardless of the cone vision, the hit stick, all this other stuff. There's always broken plays or broken players in the game. Always. Always. Going all the way back to like 2001, 2002. It's the same. Yeah, I'm not trying to shit on your experience with the college game, right? I was actually thinking about playing when it comes to Game Pass or whatever. I was like, oh, maybe I'll give it a shot, right? I remember the days where you would play the college game and you would hype up the crowd and the stadium, the camera would start shaking and stuff like that when you're playing. It was so loud. I used to love sports games, but like Big Fry here, that he's now seeing the light with first person shooters. I saw what they were doing with sports games. I went, I think the last one I bought, hold on a second. Yeah, this is the last Madden I bought. And the only reason I have this one is because I got this for free because I got the NFL ticket. Right? The NFL ticket was, buy the ticket and they gave me Madden for free. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought it. The one before this, I think it was like 2008, 2009. Eclipse says they're apparently still using the guy that made the kick animations like in 2005. They're still using that animation. Unbelievable. Once Madden went 3D, I feel like that's also been the same game every year with the rotating features. Oh, 100%. It's way better than the pro atmosphere. It feels like college, for sure. But also, but it's just arcadey. Yeah, you should. It's cool because me and my 9 other buddies are in contact. Oh, that's cool. If you have a group of people, I used to be part of like leagues and stuff like that where we play the playoffs and go through baseball and football and stuff like that. That was fun back then. That's the last one I got, Kylo. I think the last one I had was 09. That's it. I had Brett Favre. It was Brett Favre, and there was the Jets, and then he had you could print out the other one and have him in the Minnesota Vikings uniform, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right? Is that what it was? Because he was Green Bay, then the Jet, then the Viking. Yeah, so before 2013, Brett Favre was the last one on the cover. So 09. So I went from bought it every year up to 09, stopped buying it 09, missed 10, missed 11, missed 12, hit the 13th one, and then I haven't bought one since. And I really didn't even buy that one. JD says, I stopped buying Madden. The Ultimate Team started. I can't stop the scam. Yeah, I mean, I can't. I just want to play a football game. You know what I mean? I don't want to play. I don't want to open cards for fake money and stuff like that. It's almost the reason I stopped playing MLB The Show, really. MLB The Show is actually a really good game. But trying to get the characters and doing the online play, I was just like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Just enough said I had an uncle who only played Madden 13. I remember buying him 15, has given him and said thank you, but I'm gonna keep playing the old one. It's like my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law only plays the college football game. There's 2 games that he's interested in. Okay, he still owns a 360. He's interested in Grand Theft Auto, and he's interested in college football. That's it. Those are the only 2 games he plays. Big, huge college football fan. And what he does is he goes in and he changes the names of the school that he's a fan of, and he just keeps changing the names. So, and changes the stats and stuff because that's what he likes to do. I think you got the like 2 covers. The one that's slide out on the other side was a cover of the game. The one I have, hold on. I can't find the Brett Favre one, but I do have NCAA 07. Fantastic game on the 360. Oh, hands down, 2K5 was the best football game. When they did the highlights and stuff like that, fantastic. God, can you imagine 21 years ago? 21 years ago. All right, let's go to the next video here. We're gonna watch Highguard. We're gonna watch Highguard maybe a little bit faster than normal. Let me see. We'll do 1.25. If it's too fast, let me know. All right. They still don't get what killed Highguard. Okay, so here we go. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. We have conversations. We watch videos. We react. I'll give you my thoughts and opinions. Get your thoughts and opinions as we go. Here we go.
You just played Highguard. What are your first impressions about the game?
If there's anything quite like it, to be honest, it's a different kind of game that I've never played before.
Can I just say, the reason I found Highguard originally, and we became friends, is because of his editing style. I love his editing style. Let me start that off again. Okay, let me start this off again.
You just played Highguard. What are your first impressions about the game?
If there's anything quite like it, to be honest, it's a different kind of game that I've never played before.
Game is amazing. It's fun.
Completely different from any other game I've played.
Now we're talking.
So far, the game's been pretty fun. I mean, I think it's like Battle Royales are, but like it's just constant action.
Constant action.
Sort of scratching the fast-paced FPS that I've always been like looking for. Opening fire.
Whether it's a 5-minute game or a 30-minute game, it is constant action.
Constant action.
We got baddies nearby. Let's focus up. Picking up some baddies.
You had my curiosity, but now you have...
We got baddies nearby. Let's focus up. Picking up some baddies.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
Do you know what the most unexpected thing about Highguard's launch was for me? It wasn't the 90% player drop-off in 2 days, nor the layoff announcement after 16 days. It wasn't the gameplay that turned out to be 3 or 4 other games stitched together and branded a new breed of shooter. What little marketing this game had made it very clear that's what we were getting.
Would you like to know more? Would you like to know more?
Is it too fast for you guys? If it's too fast, because it's 23 minutes long, so...
Would you like to know more?
Great. And it absolutely wasn't the storefront packed to the brim with overconfidently priced cosmetics. $18, baby, for Asian Conan. What a joke. If we're being honest, that's almost every live service game these days. No, the most unexpected thing to me was the people playing defense. The hopium that the haters would be proven wrong, turned copium that nuh-uh, the game is good actually, turned gaslighting and guilt tripping that you shouldn't root for a game to fail, people's jobs are on the line and that's your problem now. You need to be more than a customer who decides what to do with your own time and money. Now you have to donate to the Wildlight Charity Fund. And this isn't speculation, it's real. Take this post reflecting on shipping my first...
Yeah, see, Mr. Josh here, he might have deleted his account. He might have deleted the post, okay? But the content lives on the internet. It never goes away. He will be living infamous because of this. He might, I don't know, chat. He might get his own song. Like John Walker. I don't know. Maybe.
Game Highguard by Josh Sobel, who was at Wildlight before the layoffs. By the way, this is not harassment of an individual. I don't condone harassing individuals. This guy blames every last person under the sun in a public forum, including me and including you, for this game's failure, so it's fair game for us to respond to it on a...
100%. It's public. He posted on Twitter, right? I'm making a video right now. Anybody can say anything they want and give me feedback or criticism. You put yourself out in public, that's what you get.
Public forum. Here's what he says the inner circle told themselves about the game. This is lightning in a bottle. If there's one project nobody in the industry is worried will fail, it's yours. There's no way this will flop. Among others, as you can see on screen. Well, as Josh and the rest of Wildlight discovered what the rest of the world already knew, it's not lightning in a bottle. Everyone was worried it'd fail, and it absolutely flopped, resulting in he and the majority of Wildlight losing their jobs barely over 2 weeks after launch. Why did this happen according to Josh? Because content creators were biased against it. Because commenters can't think for themselves.
It's because we played the game and we didn't like it, so we told you exactly what we thought.
Because reviewers didn't play it enough to have a credible opinion. He says, it is often...
I can't wait to use that to somebody that comments on my video. I can't wait, right? If I have to put in 50 hours into a video game to feel what the game is, then somebody has to watch 50 hours of my content before they can say anything to me. Imagine the stupidity of that. Imagine how stupid that would be, right? You can't comment on any YouTube video unless you watch that person's content for at least 50 hours, because it only gets good after 100.
Pointed out by gamers that devs like to blame gamers for their failures, and that's silly, as if gamers have no power. But they do, a lot of it. I'm not saying our failure is purely the fault of gamer culture and that the game would have thrived without the negative discourse, but it absolutely played a role. All products are at the whims of the consumers, and the consumers put absurd amounts of effort into slandering Highguard.
No, we put amounts of effort because our time is the biggest, and we put it into something. If I give you 1 minute, if I give you 10 seconds, if I give you 10 minutes, if I give you 10 hours, that is what I think your game is worth. And if I don't like your game after the 10 minutes or 10 hours, I can tell you. That's it.
And it worked. Did you hear that? Your criticism was slander. Unless you wrote it, of course. Slander is spoken in print, that's libel. It wasn't Wildlight's job to make a game that appeals to you. It was your job as a customer to support a game you weren't...
Right. Game comes out. Doesn't matter what it is. Just give me your money. Just give me your money. Come on. I made the game. You have to buy it now.
Interested in. And this deflection campaign goes beyond one disappointed ex-employee. It's more widespread than you'd think. I mean, maybe the most avid denial of basic reality I think I've ever seen in the gaming sphere. To the point where some people are actually getting...
It's Chad Highguard right there. Chad Highguard.
Upset that Highguard is already making changes to the game based on feedback. How dare they listen to the haters? It was a perfect little flower the way it launched.
That keeps
f***ing me. I can't switch the triggers. Stupid game and the customization.
Whoa, just take it easy, man.
And the best part, it didn't even flop actually, says PC Gamer.
What? Huh? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. It didn't flop? Hold on. Let me see. I don't know, PC Gamer. I don't know. I mean, what's considered a flop anyway? Right? What's considered a flop? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Really? No, not really. I can't back that up.
How'd they come to this conclusion? Because other games also exist that...
It didn't flop because these other games? He's comparing to other games?
have around the same player count. What's going on here? Highguard is a game that probably did get Wildlight excited when they talked about it at team meetings. It has more ideas that set it apart from the likes of Concord than its infamously similar, nearly shot-for-shot trailer had let on, but in concept, those ideas aren't original.
This right here should show you, okay? I'm not telling you to trust me. I'm not a credible source because I don't write articles or anything like that. I'm just giving you my opinion, okay? But if you can't see what the mainstream media is doing when they try to protect these fucking developers or companies and they try to glaze over the stuff that's actual problems with the game, is absurd. And you should never trust them ever again. You should never trust the people that he named in his tweet.
And in execution, they aren't fun. These guys really said, let's make people walk around an empty open world in this arena shooter, melee spamming crystals to upgrade stuff.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! You keep digging!
Nice. That's not fun. In a cozy Hobbit game, maybe, despite the valid criticism that's being levied against Highguard.
That's review bombed. It's review bombed.
In a cozy Hobbit game, maybe, despite the valid criticism that's being levied against Highguard, like Josh Sobel's article, we now have some outlets, industry people, and content creators hand-waving all of that away as review bombing, disregarding critical feedback as hating or grifting, telling people they're talking trash about the game more than they're actually playing the game. You see this? You see what I've done for you people? If you think he's not giving it a fair shake.
I mean, I'm sorry, Kingard. I'm sorry you had to put almost 10 hours into that game. I mean, to be fair, though, you probably made more money off of this game than they made, so.
Right now, you're just a glazer. Yeah, I'm sitting down giving it my time. Well, how much more of a fair shake could I possibly give it? I got other games I could be playing. I've already played more of this game than most people probably will.
Correct!
And demanding that we all need to drop the act and do our part. We have a moral obligation, you see. We must play Highguard for 100 hours and
give me the money. I made the game. Give me the money.
Spend $100 in its store because quality of a product doesn't matter. Somebody worked hard on it, and that should be enough. Because you know what they say, if a business loses 90% of its customers in 2 days, it's probably bad business. But if a game nobody wanted loses 90% of its customers in 2 days, it's the grifters.
My monkey ball.
That's right. That's right. If a game loses it, it's not because the game's bad. It's because the clientele is bad.
Bots here farming outrage 24/7, trashing you online.
The people have spoken en masse. This is not a grift. So let's take...
Can we just go back to this fucking scene? This movie's a piece of shit as well. And all the people that were, trash nighting for this movie as well, this movie lost money. Netflix CEO even said so. Or I'm sorry, the WB person said so.
Page 24/7, trashing you online.
The people have spoken en masse. This is not a grift. So let's take a look at some of the positive coverage, figure out where the detachment or motives lie, and pull the real lessons people should be learning from this game. Let's get into it. And while we are going to point and laugh at the defense of mediocrity, what better way for you to multitask than by using my discount code to get up to 4 extra months privacy at a rate Mr. Krabs would approve of, thanks to ExpressVPN sponsoring today's video. Sick of the ever-rotating, yet feels like it's ever-shrinking selections of movies and shows available to you for your money? It was shocking.
We're going to skip the ad. But there you go. You can scan it if you want to.
ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video.
So, back to it.
That season right there is when I stopped watching, really. That's when I lost hope for it.
While I'd love to take us through the entirety of Aftermath's article titled, Highguard is yet another symptom and victim of a rapidly decaying internet, it mostly amounts to a fat nothing burger grandstanding about how mean people are online with a strange fixation on just one content creator.
Yeah, just the one content creator
in particular. So in this case, the title is pretty indicative of the content within it, so we'll just stick with that. This entire article's thesis is backwards. Games like Highguard aren't a...
I love the fact that he keeps doing that. I love the fact... Highguard.
symptom or a victim of pessimistic gamers, they're the cause. If your game is good, it won't be a victim of anything. It'll overcome any criticism, fair and unfair both. Baldur's Gate 3, Left 4 Dead 2, there's plenty of examples of pre-launch concerns being quieted once a great game was actually in the hands of the players. Of course, if you want to have the most accurate take on a game, you should try it yourself, but it is not our job to correct the sins of bad marketing. I mean, their trailer was shot for shot the same as Concord's. Like, we can't blame people for being unimpressed by that. That trailer should have amounted to one or several people losing their jobs immediately.
How did you know?
If by some miracle...
Yeah, he does a really good job, just enough. His editing is very good.
A game survives a market...
And I think he's editing his stuff again. I don't think... I know he had an editor for a little bit, but It's almost like, you know, like when you watch a movie, you can tell what director is doing it, not because you looked up in the credits, but you can tell their style. This feels like Highguard's style.
Assassination and still gets into people's hands anyway, then the people have to like what they try. It can't feel underdeveloped. It can't feel like a cash grab. It can't feel oversold. It has to respect the player's time. After all, the free market's gonna free market. You can't seriously sit there and tell us nobody tried this game, it's all the internet's fault for being mean. The players were there and the game failed to keep them. I'd be shocked if we learned that this game was even play tested. Like, if anybody outside of devs or bright-eyed, bushy-tailed content creators that went to the event actually played this, so many of its issues should
I don't think it was. I don't think it was, because if they were, I think it would have leaked. It would have leaked in some way, shape, or form.
Have been easily spotted and called out with honest feedback pre-launch.
Defense phase is fast.
Reinforce the base and arm up. We got this, team.
Reinforcing a wall.
Pre-shield breaker thing is fast. Like,
Eyes on the mines. Shield breakers forming, team.
everything just feels like a nice.
If I went to this event and they asked me, I would have been like, skip me. Skip me. You don't want me to say anything about your game because I don't want to be on film saying anything positive about this game.
Flow. And people want to say that low playtime shouldn't be able to leave bad reviews.
I'll describe in detail what I'm implying, but it's basically what everybody knows. Like, I mean, if somebody's not going to play a game for an hour, that's dirty data.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Not playing hours for a game is not dirty data. Remember what I always say? You take the zeros, you take the tens, you take them out. Right? You take the high scores out, you take the low scores out, and you look at what's in the middle. That's what the game is.
This doesn't mean that everything in there's bad. It just means let's create the lowest bar possible.
No, the game is incomplete and done, Fran. Sorry. It is.
On Steam. It's like the only place you can say, did they play the game at all? And even like 1 hour is a pretty dang low bar.
Are you kidding me? Time is the single most valuable
1,000%. Time is the most valuable thing that we all have.
Currency any of us have. People should be able to leave a bad review if they felt it was wasted.
100%.
New money gets printed every day, but that hour you just spent playing a bad game, you're not getting that back.
When do we get to the ride?
This is the ride!
If someone doesn't value a person's opinion that's only played for an hour, keep scrolling. 3 hours?
Exactly. No, but see, when you scroll or you say something, anything negative, someone's like, how dare you say anything about... Go watch my video about discourse. Right? Go watch my video about discourse, about how everyone takes everything so personal now. It's like a personal attack when I say this game is bad. Right? Now, obviously, the developer could take it personally because they worked on the actual game. But people that are fans of things take it so personal when you say you don't like the thing that they like.
Keep scrolling. The playtime is clearly displayed for a reason. But to pretend this game is anything but a clearly unfinished one with a very niche set of people it appeals to, a 20% shooter, 80% horseback sim is great and you're all wrong actually, is the kind of toxic positivity that's been killing the games industry for years. That same kind of group glazing Josh mentioned in his post. You're the best. Your art style is unique. Everyone will love 2-minute breaks between each round.
He's not welcome.
A single open playtest wouldn't have solved all of this game's problems, but I think it would have helped with a lot of them. But why listen to criticism that can make the game better when we can suck each other's toes under our work desks instead? Invite some streamers too while we're at it. I hear they love the taste. Success has made these people too comfortable peddling garbage, and the jig is up, people aren't having it anymore. And I say good. Next up, a video that was first on my Google search. The internet was wrong about Highguard. Oh, this ought to be insightful.
I just came back from LA to check out.
Oh, never mind. On Twitter, Remedy Entertainment's communications director. I can't escape the feeling there's just this celebration of a game doing badly and just putting out negative headlines for this.
There's no celebration about the game doing bad. We're just talking about what's happening. If I see a car crash happen, right? If I see a car crash happen, I'm like, oh my God, there's a car crash there. And this is what happened, right? This car came out of the intersection. The truck plowed into it. I'm just describing what's happening. I'm like, oh my God, it's terrible. They're like, why are you celebrating a car crash? I'm not celebrating a car crash. I'm telling you what happened about the car crash. We're telling you about the car crash of this game, right? This game is a car crash, okay? It was here. It came out of the intersection, and people destroyed it. And now we're talking about why it got destroyed. And we're telling you the pros, we're telling you the cons, and we're telling you that nobody liked it.
sake of it. Should us game devs even try? Well, Thomas, that's mighty tone deaf coming from the company that just lost its CEO after putting out generic PvE, the video game. There really is this common thread of if a game is poorly received, it must be the player's fault. It's the internet's fault. It's grifters' faults, but it's never the game's fault. No, Thomas, nobody's celebrating games failing just for the sake of it. It's the simple philosophy that what is successful is replicated, and what fails is not. And nobody wants more boring, overhyped, poorly paced, untested hero shooters taking up the time and money of talented people who could otherwise be making something much more appealing to the customer. And when replied to by a user pointing this out to him and using FBC Firebreak's unoriginality as an example, Thomas's response was, okay, so let's not be creative. Let's only...
Oh, for God's sakes. Okay. So the guy says the audience has been telling the devs for ages not to try certain things, and you still do. Specifically, your FBC did the same. Both failed. As Concord failed in a way that also obvious to the audience and obvious to the devs. This is why people are getting louder. Thomas says, okay, well, let's not be creative then. So let's only do things that others tell you to do. Hello? If you're doing something and it's not working, and you're like, we can do it different, but then you make something and you don't make it anything different, you can't be mad at the game for failing if you're doing the exact same thing that other people didn't do ahead of time. See, this is how it works, right? And this is why people are upset about YouTube, right? This is why they're upset about Asmongold doing so well, because they're like, oh, he's warping people's brains. No, that's what's the algorithm is showing them. If they didn't like it, they wouldn't watch it. You see how that works? If they didn't like it, they wouldn't watch it. If they didn't like playing that version of the game, that genre of the game, and it doesn't sell. So when you're making a video game, you're like, hey, what do people like? They like battle royales. They like first-person shooters, whatever. And you're like, okay, this is what they like. They're like, nah, let's make this. And they're like, well, the market says they don't like that. They're like, yeah, but they're going to like ours. And then when they don't like yours, they're like, yeah, this is not it. Sorry. You have to do your research before you start making a game. It's just what it is. You can create whatever you want. You can. Create whatever you want. I do it every day, right? I come on my podcast. I say what I want to say. If you like the content that I'm making, fantastic. If you don't, okay. Also, fantastic. But I put stuff out there because that's what I want to talk about. Right? I'm not looking to become viral where I have 10, 100,000 people watching my stuff. If it happens, it happens. Cool. But I'm making the stuff that I want to talk about. That's it. Maybe something lands, maybe something doesn't land. But what people do on YouTube, there's like, well, I talked shit about this, and that got me a lot of views. So then I have to talk more shit about this because that gets me more views. Right? And that's not them hating on it. That's because the algorithm told them that this is what people like to watch. So they're just giving what the viewers like to watch, which the game companies should be doing.
You do things others tell you to do. Buddy?
I have some bad news.
Welcome to everyone that's ever wanted to make money ever. Without customers who want your product, you have no company. You have no business. Keep struggling to make money back on Remedy games until you figure that out, I guess. Also on Twitter, Cliff Blazinski. When did it become trendy to hate on a new game?
It was never trendy. It's not trendy. When was it trendy to always comment on people commenting about video games?
Been seeing it more and more in recent years. It's exhausting. Well, Cliff, while I'll be forever grateful for your work as lead designer in the Gears of War trilogy, I think the most recent history of speedrunning the shutdown of Lawbreakers, closure of your company,
Lawbreakers shutting down in September following boss, key closure,
and self-admitted time away from gaming to pursue other ventures might make you unaware of what it's been like for us gamers lately, but dog, the games industry did this to us, not the other way around.
Exactly.
Everybody is on guard now, sometimes a high one.
Oh, nice. That's good. Let me rewind that for a second.
Industry did this to us, not the other way around. Everybody is on guard now, sometimes a high one.
Very nice.
Why would you ask the man with a burnt hand why he's cautious about touching the stovetop again? Like, obviously. I do appreciate Highguard's rotating free and earnable cosmetics and what appears to be everlasting battle passes, but when the player's gamble is give this game your time and money now, so maybe you'll get to play a better version of it later, why would anybody bother playing it now? If it's really that good later...
That goes with free-to-play games. It also goes with Battlefield games, right? Battlefield 6, Highguard, whatever it is.
Just call me later. You're not going to X-Defiant, Marvel's Avengers, Anthem, Concord, Red Dead Online us anymore. People are tired of being beta testers, and Cliff, the beta stench on this game stunk to high heaven from the first time we laid eyes on it. Besides, I don't care what the...
I think you missed, Kingard, right here.
Beta stench on this game stunk to high heaven from the first...
High heaven? I think you could have done stunk to Highguard. I think it would have landed. It would have been funny. Maybe you ran it. Maybe you ran it and it didn't work.
first time we laid eyes on it. Besides, I don't care what the micro defenders in my comments say, buying skins in an FPS game where you can't even see yourself wearing it is stupid, and you're
It is stupid.
Stupid if you do it. You're paying $20 to advertise to other players. Leave a comment if that hurt your feelings. Thank you for the engagement.
It didn't hurt my feelings. I love it. I love it. Calling people stupid for buying things that they can't see is fantastic.
PC Gamer's Morgan Park. Highguard is fine when you don't have an internet in your ear telling you it's nasty. Well, Morgan, I'd love to take your input seriously, but let's check out your credentials, shall we? Let's see what we're working with here.
Highguard is fine when you don't have the internet in your ear telling you. We talked about that one. Oh, no, I played 7 hours of Concord this week and it immediately wanted back in. I played 6 hours of Assassin's Creed Shadows, and folks, I think this one was worth the wait. Morgan Park. Whatever Morgan likes, do the opposite.
Oh.
After 5 hours of exploring galaxies and ghosts past stormtroopers, Star Wars Outlaws is finally winning me over.
Oh, wow, you really are quite the contrarian, aren't you? To be fair, though, this headline comes off stronger than the article itself does. Summed up, he says, he thinks the game's mid and not as bad as the overwhelmingly negative reviews suggest. Which, yeah, if you look at the game in a vacuum, I think I agree. But then the article starts to criticize the game with valid criticism, I might add.
We read this one. And then at the end, he says, well, I'm not going to go back and play it.
And concludes with, I don't really like it, and I don't think I want to play it anymore. Morgan clearly
so stupid. Gave us shit. Right? We did this like, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? Right? Gave us shit about not liking the game. Then he also didn't like the game and said, I'm not going to go back to it.
Wants to agree with the internet without looking like he's agreeing with the internet. Gotta maintain that game journalists are more credible than all the rest of you attitude all the way to the end, don't we? It felt incredible to play something that feels so familiar yet so unique. Thank you so much for Wildlight for inviting me. Okay. Wise of you to keep your replies locked.
Everything feels really smooth and again, something very familiar to me.
Jeff Keighley, the overhyped man himself, right before Highguard launched, shared a meme
every time. Highguard.
Of John Hammond from Jurassic Park. It's from this scene.
In 48 hours, I'll be accepting your apology.
That is a good edit right there. You guys are not going to appreciate this as much as I am, right? That edit right there.
Hammond from Jurassic Park. It's from this scene.
He directly went right to it. It's fantastic. Hold on. Oh, it would have been good if he went right to the point of the finger. But good editing.
In 48 hours, I'll be accepting your apology.
Jeff, you really didn't think it through, did you? I don't think you did.
Fairly alarmed here.
After careful consideration, I decided not to endorse your park. So have I.
You can't out-meme a Jurassic Park fan, Jeff.
That makes me king! See?
I already did a video on the Game Awards reveal, but if you didn't know, Jeff Keighley has been single-handedly promoting this game since then. So much so, he's been having to fight off accusations of having a financial stake in Wildlight. And I believe him as far as company ownership or stock goes, but Jeff absolutely has something to lose from this. His business model. Is he compensating now? Like, did he realize he screwed up and so he's just doubling, tripling down?
Oh, look, I made it. Did you see it? Hold on a second.
Model. Is he compensating now? Like,
There I am. 1000%. I made the video. Look at that. I'm on his stream.
He realized he screwed up and so he's just doubling, tripling down. Highguard. They should sue Jeff? Nah, nothing to sue him for. You gonna look a judge in the face and say, sir, he caused us financial damages by saying our game was good.
Yeah, you can't sue him.
He's still gonna host the game ads. Those aren't going anywhere, but...
I'm sorry. Is that true? 2025 show duration, 3 hours, 35 minutes, 52 seconds. Award time, 17 minutes and 9 seconds. Holy shit. 7.95% of the actual show is actual awards. I think this year, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to watch it live. I'll be honest with you. We'll just watch the trailers, you know what I mean? Without the show. Maybe that's what we'll do next year.
I hope every small studio thinking about saving up on development money just to fork over $500,000 or more to Jeff Keighley so he can buy himself another 17 pairs of obnoxiously bright shoes will think twice before signing that check. Wildlight Entertainment CEO Dusty Welch acknowledged that the trailer did suck and it should have better highlighted the gameplay loop. Agreed. Jeff's a friend of the studio. He came in and he played the game a couple of times and he loved it. So when he said, look, I'd love to do something different and put an indie studio and a free-to-play game up here and put it in the show, I mean, as an indie who is unknown by choice, who wouldn't jump at the chance to do that? No one. The answer is no one. Absolutely everybody in the indie space
everyone would take
it. Jeff up on this offer. I don't blame Wildlight for that, but we absolutely can blame them for a trailer that sucked. The disastrous reveal, if nothing else, should help.
Look how excited we looked.
Wildlight for that, but we absolutely can blame them for a trailer that sucked. The disastrous reveal, if nothing else, should help people understand the myth of all PR is good PR is outdated, deceiving, and can completely sink a new business venture, or at least make it a lot harder on a company that it needs to be. Highguard, God, I've done that so many times now. Highguard is another example of why I tire of online discourse regarding gaming showcases. The rise of anti-fans is huge. Back in the day, if something wasn't for you, you focus on the stuff you like. Now people put as much energy into hating something as they do what they like.
Not true. Not true. People are passionate about what their hobby is, right? They are. They're just passionate about stuff. This is why there's fans. And fans is the short form of fandom. Okay, or fanatics, actually, okay? And fans of video games like video games. And when you come out with a video game that's not a good video game, they're going to tell you.
He's half right. If something isn't for you, I agree. You should just move on. And with Highguard, people moved on. Like 1047 Games, Wildlight can hand-wave away the importance of Steam player counts, but like Splitgate 2, people rarely give second chances, so you're next.
As he says, 30, can Kingard sue you for having time wasted his time, or him waste his time on your stream of the awards? No, he can't, because he wasn't there for the actual award show. He was there to have a conversation on Generation X Gaming Podcast that we happened to watch the award show.
Step content better be stellar. But what this post gets wrong is that Highguard is more than an unoriginal, yet somehow still kinda interesting, underdeveloped idea packaged into a game. It's a unique representation of what happens when what should have been a brand new, darling indie studio tries to sit at the AAA table its target audience actively avoids. We should have expected this kind of game to come from the likes of EA, not the people that left them. The shackles came off, but they didn't use their new freedom to go anywhere.
Someone call for a demolition man?
Oh, no. No.
They can kick ass and make flames.
Stop it. That was Concord levels of cringe. So in a way, yes, this game should be called out. If you think being indie will protect you from criticism of over-monetizing and under-delivering, you too will join the trash heap. Now, speaking of indie darlings, Sven Vink of Larian Studios, oh no, please don't make me argue with Sven, said in a now I think deleted post that people who review games ought to be reviewed themselves. Like have a Metacritic score, but attached to the...
They kind of actually do. They have their dislike button and their comment section. I mean, they do.
Reviewer. And I see where he's coming from. He wants people to better differentiate between the good faith criticism and the toxicity. I've spoken on this in a video before. But adding another layer of review isn't going to fix this problem. Right. So long as there's free and open discourse, you're always going to get both. It's unavoidable. And a critic rating system would be way too easy to manipulate, like overprop those that don't deserve it and bomb people that do, sort of like what he thinks is happening with the games themselves right now. Listening to the few instead of the many is one of the industry's biggest problems right now, and these kind of reviewer social credit scores basically would just amplify that. He's got several other posts that all share a similar theme. Creating is hard, and you can say you don't like something without being hurtful to the people that made it.
Sure.
My daddy would say, grow up.
But I was going to say the same thing. But toughen up, Buttercup. If everything is always peachy and everything's perfect, then you don't grow. You're lied to your entire life that everything you do is awesome and amazing. Sorry, it's not. Everything you can do can be criticized. Every little aspect of it can be criticized. You can criticize me. You can tell me what I'm doing right or wrong. I can engage with it or not engage with it. It is what it is. But to say that you shouldn't be mean, being mean, there's being mean, like directly being mean, or just saying something like, hey, I don't really like your content, right? Which technically is mean, but they didn't say it mean. They just said, I don't like your content. Okay, cool. You want to elaborate why you didn't like it? You know what I mean? What was the reason you didn't like it? If that's not there, then I don't really give a shit.
try again.
Welcome to the family, son.
I'll say, Sven, I'm with you there. As long as the criticism that you're calling hurtful is actually toxicity and not just good faith criticism, then okay, yeah, sure. After all, you yourself criticized the entire industry on the Game Awards stage, so I'm gonna guess you know the difference well enough.
You are toxic. You are toxic.
I've streamed Highguard twice now, and I've played it some off stream. You're seeing my gameplay now. The best way I can summarize it is this. I actually like where they're going with the blending of genres, but I despise how underbaked the final pieces are. And if you want some specific critical feedback from me, here it is. Horrific pacing between rounds. I thought it would be too fast-paced too often. I feel like it's the opposite. Now we just sit here. Now we just sit here and wait. Too small of team sizes.
Now, see, I played a lot of games over the years, right? I played a lot of games over the years. So if someone wants to put 10 hours into a game to figure out that that game is boring, cool. I don't need to play a game for 10 hours to tell you that that game is going to be boring, because I've seen this before. I've played other games that were also boring. At one time, I had to put 10 hours into a game to figure out it was boring. But then I've done that multiple times, hundreds of times, thousands of times, right? And then I was like, you know what? I don't need to waste my time with this game where someone can tell me, well, it's actually good after 10 hours. No, I'm good. I don't need to put 10 hours in to make sure that the game is good. It's either good or it's not good. You like it, cool. Play the game. But most of the time, you don't need 10 hours to figure out if a game is good. You know the game is good within the first, I would say, less than an hour. You could put a game in, start playing, and go, you know what? I like this game or I don't like this game.
For the size of the map, even with 5v5, the open world should have more.
Now, let me rephrase that a little bit. There are games that takes a lot longer to go down that you could look at it and go, oh, it was a good game, and then it got worse as it goes. Because you're like, the systems fell apart, the foundation of the game wasn't good. Sure, and you could criticize the game for that. But if you enjoyed the game playing through, you're like, it was okay. Right? But you could tell a bad game right off the bat.
More of a purpose to it, because right now it's just in my way of playing the game. We need PvE. If you got to fill the space with something here. Or make the team sizes bigger. Something to make looting more of a challenge. Like this, like right now, what we're doing at this moment, there should be something here trying to kill me.
Yes.
And I need to take it out, and then I can come in here and get the loot. Maybe I'm playing too much Arc Raiders, huh? Forgive me, I want to earn my loot, not just find it after meandering for 10 minutes. Wait, what? He's gonna be mad it's a burst? Oh, it's a burst? Oh, shockingly boring round prep, copy and paste hero abilities, pointless defense mechanics, and a raid system pretending to be way more tactical than it actually is. Like, this reinforcing just doesn't matter. It's too easy to break through, and there's too many walls to get into. Like, it's too much of just straightforward, just shoot. Which, that's fine, but not in a game that pretends to have so many layers, like, you can defend your base, and you can pick your abilities, and you can raid the enemy's base. It's like, dude,
hey, look, Eclipse, you made the stream as well. Look at that. Right there. Shout out to Eclipse.
Dude, it all just amounts to the same thing. Melee a wall, blow up a wall, walk through it. Boring, imbalanced, and inconsistent gunplay. See, like it says, platforms that hang over a roaring lava pit, sniper towers, like none of that matters. Because you can beam people pretty well from a distance. The sniper's so weak. Like, why would I prioritize using a sniper in a sniper tower? Why wouldn't I just grab an assault rifle?
Now, I'm going to assume that he's real quick. This is early on in the game because I saw a comment right here, right? This person says, game just lost 20,000 players in like an hour, according to Steam DB. So this is early on. This is a couple hours within the game. Kinger's giving you criticism, right? He's giving criticism of the game because he knows what a sniper should feel like. He understands because he plays a lot of other games. So he knows. He understands.
It's like none of that matters because you can beam people pretty well from a distance. The sniper's so weak. Like, why would I prioritize using a sniper in a sniper tower? Why wouldn't I just grab an assault rifle and go sit behind a rock? This game basically just amounts to break wall, go in. There's hardly a thought you have to put into it. Shadow dropping might have worked great with Apex, but guys, this game was in critical need of pre-launch feedback and actual feedback, not the you paid for my trip so I'll be nice crowd. It cost me probably every bit of $2,000 to go to this Halo event. I had to travel to Seattle and get a hotel and all that. It cost me about $2,000 to make this video. 251 is what it made. I'd go bankrupt if I went to gaming events and didn't have my stuff covered. So like, I get it. I understand it. You still got stuff covered, man. You got to play the game and
right. People that get flown out to the stuff, they got the money, regardless.
Carefully curated environment for maximum hype, and you want to make sure you're invited to the next event. Moving on. If nothing else, I hope the industry learns from Highguard. Learns that first impressions are extremely important, that managing expectations matters, that ideas are only as good as the fun they create, and most importantly, it doesn't matter how loud your defenders are on Twitter, the customer is always right. Have you played Highguard? What's your take on it? Thank you, members and patrons, and as always, thank you all for watching. Carry on, you kings.
So, link in the description down below. Go give Kinger a like. Go subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. Yeah, it's funny to me. And here's the thing, right? The guy puts his tweet out there. And since this time now, there's hundreds of people that have made videos. You can go read his full tweet still because it's on people's videos. People go line by line. Wizard has a video on it, right? Goes over it pretty detailed. And he types it out himself, the parts that he goes over. Okay. He got rid of his tweet. Why? Because he's an idiot. The dev's an idiot. Joseph. Okay. He put his stuff out publicly, and then not only did his game get shit on, but now his taste got shit on as well. So he's 2 for 2. Right? He's 2 for 2 for putting his take out there and then taking it down because he couldn't take the criticism. Right? Thousands, tens of thousands of people commented on his thing. Tens of thousands of people commented on his tweet. And he's like, I can't take this. He probably went to Blue Sky, I'll be honest with you. Right? Because he couldn't take it. All right, the next thing that we're going to talk about. Okay. And again, Highguard, has lost another 100 people since we looked at it just a little bit ago, right? Right? 1,256 people. Right? Game's done. Right? I'm sorry. It doesn't matter if this is 3 times the amount and you have 10,000 people playing. If you have 10,000 people playing, guess what? Every single person has to give you a microtransaction just so you can survive this month. Game's done. Good luck to you. You still have your other stuff out there. We'll see how it goes for you. What's going on, Argus? JD Kent says, I will be having a week-long block party celebration when Marathon fails. Look, I'm not looking for Marathon to fail. I'm also not playing Marathon, though. I have no interest in Marathon. I'm not even going to give the open beta a chance because I don't care. I will report on the news when it comes out if it fails or if it succeeds, but I will not give you my first opinion or my original opinion on the game itself, right? I can give you my opinion based off of other people's content that I've watched. If I watch other content creators, we watched Peanut play it last week after the State of Play on Thursday evening before the podcast. And boy, let me tell you, it looks boring. It looks boring. Now I know people are going to say disagree with me, which is fine. But Marathon looked so boring. Now, maybe it'll come out completely different when it launches, and they'll make some changes and stuff. But as of the content I saw Peanut play, and maybe it was, because it was in this walled-off type of thing where they were just playing with the devs, and they were trying to be more, trying to make it be more likable and stuff. I mean, Peanut was entertaining to watch, but the game itself was not entertaining to watch. It wasn't. So we'll see what happens with Marathon when it comes out. Feels Good says, I played over 100 matches of Highguard, but I uninstalled it not too long ago. Game is cooked. Well, Feels Good. I could tell you didn't have to put 100 matches in to tell you that the game was cooked. I mean, obviously, enjoy. Like what you like. But the game was bad. Otherwise, you would still have it, and it would still have a lot of people playing it. You should dress up as a burnt strawberry and do your stream. No, I'm not going to do that type of that content like that. I don't need to be a VTuber type of thing. Eclipse says, I played it a lot, and it's boring. A new Arc Raiders had something this game does not. Oh, you're talking about Marathon. You played it a lot? Feels Good says, January and February are dry for console releases. It was the only thing to play, really. Well, that's even worse, though, really, if you think about it, Fields, right? Because if it's so slow right now for console and that game came out and couldn't survive, that says a lot, doesn't it? Just Enough says, who said they had having a block party? Jay did. JD Kent. All right. Let's go. There's a lot of stuff going on with the AI stuff. And I want to watch some AI stuff here. Okay, we're going to talk about what's happened because in the last 5 days, guys, the internet has gone crazy. And you've probably seen it because of Twitter or whatever you're watching. As you're scrolling, you start seeing videos and you're like, what the hell's going on? Okay. I'm working on a script right now. I don't know what angle I want to take on it yet, but talking about AI and how Hollywood could be cooked and stuff like that, right? So if you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Now, I love talking about video games. I've been playing video games since I was 3 years old, okay? That's not my career, though, right? My career that I went to school for and graduated and was in the film industry. I worked my way up. I was an extra. I was an actor. I went to production assistant, art department, grip, all the stuff. I went through the ranks, and I worked in the film industry for over 20 years. Okay, from when I was like 16 when I started as an extra and stuff like that, and then all the way up until about 10 years ago. And off and on, I still work in it here and there, right? I'm coming from a part of, I understand how the business is. I understand what's changed over and I've been in a spot where I went from working with film to going digital to working with big ass cameras to working with DSLRs to working with drones that you used to have to get commercial license for to now anyone can just pick up a drone and do it, right? So I've seen a lot of things. And what AI is doing right now is everyone's worried about like Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt, right? And when I look at it, I'm like, holy shit. Like, the people that were me, the camera guy, the PA, the art department, the grip, the gaffer, these people are going to be destroyed when it comes to this. Actors are fine. Well, I shouldn't say fine, but they're better, right? Because people can make videos, but at least they can sue. At least they can get they can get money back. They can get contracts signed, so they can get royalties and stuff down the line if that is what happens. Us, the people working on the cameras, we get nothing. People working on the set get nothing. The set designers get nothing. The lighting, nothing. Truck drivers, caterers, nothing, right? So everyone's looking at the SAG-AFTRA and protecting that jobs, but they're not protecting our jobs, okay? Because, and this is why I don't know where I'm going with my script I'm writing, but if studios buy the AI, they're going to do the exact same thing that the AI companies are doing right now. The only reason that the studios are upset is because they're not the ones doing it. Otherwise, they wouldn't give it two shits. So let's read these, right? I have a couple of different articles here talking about what's happening. So BitDance to curb AI video app after Disney legal threat. Okay, before we read that one, let's go to, what is it, this one? We got cease and desist. This is on the 12th. This is on the 13th. This is on the 14th. And this is 3 hours ago. All right, so let's start here. Okay. So after AI video of Tom Cruise fighting Brad Pitt goes viral, Motion Picture Association denounces massive infringement on CDance 2.0. Okay. The Motion Picture Association on Thursday denounced that the newest AI video generator, CDance 2.0, saying it's unleashed a flood of copyright infringement in the days since it became available. BitDance, the Chinese owner of TikTok, said that the model represents a substantial leap in generation of quality since the previous version. Videos generated by the service, notable on one of Tom Cruise's Brad Pitt fighting on a rooftop, has gone viral on social media platforms. Okay. It says, in a single day, the Chinese AI server, Sundance 2.0, has engaged in unauthorized use of U.S. copyright works on massive scale, an MPA spokesperson said in a statement. Said, quote, by launching the service that operates without meaningful safeguards against infringement, BitDance is disregarding well-established copyright law and protects the rights of creators, underpins millions of American jobs. BitDance, not even American jobs, like just jobs in general. Immediately cease infringing activity. Okay. The trade association made similar comments about the OpenAI release on Sora 2 last fall, which was also generated a glut of AI-enabled copyright infringement. OpenAI needs to take immediate action, decisive action to address the issue. The MPA said in time will establish copyright law safeguards the rights of creators and applies here. OpenAI has responsive to the concerns in applying the safeguards that also make it much more difficult for users to violate studio copyrights. Disney later made the deal with OpenAI to license 200 characters for use of Sora 2, and also seen by many a potential template for other studios to follow. It says, but this is also not clear whether or not BitDance would be open up to approach of whether or not the copyright owners will be compelled to start filing takedown notices and infringing suits, and the company did not immediately respond to the request for comment. Okay, it says, I hate to say it, but it's likely over for us, wrote Ren Reese, writer of Deadpool films, in the comments of Crew's Pit video. The next to no time, one person is going to be able to sit at a computer and create a movie indistinguishable from Hollywood now releases, 100%. And you can see that much easier. I'm going to show you a short film. Okay, the video was generated an Irish film and also commercial maker. So this was a 2-line prompt in Dance 2, he wrote on X. If a Hollywood is cooked, the guys are right. Maybe the Hollywood is cooked guys are also cooked and have no idea. Okay, the response to backlash over the video, he wrote today, questions is, should I be killed for typing 2 lines and pressing an A button? Right? So let me show you a original. It was in our Discord. I posted it the other day. Let me show you this original one. Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. Was it last night I posted it? There's a couple different ones I posted. One was an actual short film that someone created. And it's really cool. And we're really cooked because what they're making. Yeah, right here. All right. So this right here is made by Jason Zada. Okay, Something in a Soul. He says the early beta access of Dance 2.0 from BitDance. Okay, on Saturday morning, what started as a simple motion of consistency at test turned into a full-on campaign creature feature, short inspired by 1950s B movie. I've always loved to basically spend a Saturday experimenting, and this is what I came out with. Okay, so we're going to watch this. Okay, we're going to watch this. Make sure video quality. All right, here we go. Now, I just want to pause there for a second. Okay. Now, yeah, well, El Dente is saying, I love the floatiness of the running. You guys do understand that this was a line of prompt, not even a prompt, just sort of a script that was turned into this. Now, you look at that and say, oh, I can see it's floating. Do you understand how much it would cost to make a short like this with the crew? Okay, even if you had a small crew, 10 people, location, right? You would have to find the location, right? You would have to build that house unless you find the house out in the thing, okay? You would have to dig that hole. So you have to rent an excavator or get a lot of people to dig a hole, okay? You have to get an animal wrangler, okay? You would have to make that sign, okay? You would have to get all the props for all this stuff, or you would have to build the stuff yourself, okay? The camera angles with the dolly set up here, right? There's a push in there, right? You got another push in here with a track and whatnot. Same with another one here, right? All the props, all the stuff. All this. Right? We have to build that. Or do special effects. All of this small little thing, especially the ant, okay, with the special effects, because even if this was a blockbuster film or whatever, and they would have to obviously not make a physical ant there, they would have to make a CGI ant. None of that's happening. None of that is happening right now. This is all created by AI. Okay? This is all created by AI. So when you say the ant is floating and stuff like that, bro, just a week ago we didn't know this existed. And now a person in the afternoon created a short 3-minute film that would have cost $100,000. It cost him $1.20. It cost him $1.20, maybe $2 worth of credits off of this actual site. Like, there's inconsistencies, don't get me wrong. But for someone not having a camera, a crew, or $100,000, this is freaking nuts. And again, I'm not looking at it because I'm not looking at Tom Cruise here. We're looking at a generated guy, whoever he got the guy to be, if it's a real person that he used to prompt, or if it's just a person that he came up with. Everyone's worried about, like, Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. I'm showing you something that's an original piece of content here made by AI.
Good boy. Let's go get some dinner.
I think that's fantastic, right? Just this shot right here. The shot here, now I know this looks super simple, right? But you would have to get a rig to put on around his hand that he would have to hold and have a little pipe that comes out, and then have the camera sit there and hold to make it look like it's a handheld shot and stuff like this, right? There's so many shots that I know the setup time it would take to do these things. There's a lot of dolly shots here, man. There's a lot of dolly shots in this thing, right? There's one there, right? One here, another one there, another one there, right? Another one there, right? There's a lot of stuff, man. You have to move a lot of gear to get these shots. Now you can just prompt it. Now you can just literally put it in and it's done. For the amount of time that they have here, this is an all-day shot. All day shoot, 10 people, full gear load, right? 2-ton truck coming in with the gear that you have to have. And they've done it with nothing. Nothing. That's the insane part. All right, so let's go to the next one. All right. Disney blasts BitDance with cease and desist letter over CDance 2.0. This is the day after, right? So amidst a rising storm of AI video, Disney fired off a cease and desist letter to China's BitDance for stocking a new CDance platform with also pirated library Disney copyrighted characters as platform treats Disney IPs from Star Wars, Marvel, and Family Guy as if it was a free public domain clip art. Okay? Here's the thing I want to talk about lawsuit. Okay? I'm not a lawyer, but I do know the copyright law only works here. Okay? What happens in China, Japan, Europe, there's different laws and rules. They don't follow our rules. Okay? We have copyright stuff here. They have their own copyright stuff over there. Them doing and stealing stuff from us is technically against the law. Now, there are people that are using the stuff here, but if the servers and stuff that they're using over there, they really can't do anything about it. They can tell them to stop, and they can do other things around and be in legal, be in courts for fucking years because they could sue them, sure. But they could also try to do what Disney did, right? Where Sora, they team up with Sora, where they put the Disney stuff on there. But here's the problem. Okay, here's the problem. If you and me and everybody else starts to make this stuff, there's too much of it. There's too much of it. You could go in your Twitter account right now and just scroll, and you'll see thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of clips that are being made instantaneously. How would you sue? Right? This is the problem. It's the Wild West right now. And the problem is that Hollywood can't sue everybody. They got to pick and choose who they're going to sue. So there's going to be different people that they're going to do. And as Jason said in chat, that fans are just going to be able to make their own TV shows, the endings that they didn't like and stuff, which they've already done. I don't know if you've seen some of these things, okay? Which are absolutely crazy. Right? Here, actually, I want to go look at this, right? So Z sent me this the other day. Okay? This is a bunch of generated stuff. These are not real things. These are not actors. We're just showing you what it is. It's all AI generated. Okay? And there's a compilation of all this stuff.
That's the good stuff.
And the reason I'm showing this, just in case afterwards we get hit, is to educate, to show people what we're dealing with here.
And that's a wrap.
All right, we showed this on GXG the other night. You got Harry Potter and Voldemort doing the Matrix scene here.
A lot of people asking how the roommate situation is going. He's chill, but there are things. Fridge is consecrated. Tastes like communion wafers. Worst part, every time I enter the room, every single time. Bathroom at 2 a.m. Be not afraid. Getting water. Be not afraid. Lease up in 4 months. If anyone has a room, please. Be not afraid.
Something I didn't think I needed. Something I didn't think I needed. RoboCop versus Terminator. And here's the thing, right? You look at this and you're like, this almost looks as what Hollywood's putting out right now, which makes you wonder. Have they been using stuff like this? And they say it's CGI, but really it's something they've already been using, but they don't tell us. Like, look at this.
差不多得了哦，给你脸了是不？不装了，我会定审摊牌了。
You killed killed Jeffrey Epstein, you animal! He was a good man!
He knew too much about our Russia operations.
I mean, it's getting freaking, it's getting close, man.
He had to die, and now you die too.
Because you're worth it. Introducing our new hair.
This was a prop that somebody put in, right? This is a prop that somebody put in. All they said was, I want a hair commercial. That's it.
Serum for hair that shines with strength and beauty. Strong, beautiful hair.
Do you understand a commercial like that? That's $1 million commercial. Millions of dollars to make that commercial. That would show on TV, and the actress or actresses would get royalties from that when it's on TV. None of that exists anymore. People that made that thing doesn't exist anymore.
They didn't walk, they sagated like a crab with a mortgage. So the probe was musical? Look at me! Do I look like a man who was probed by a trombone? I can't do it.
Come on.
The fact that this is showing a behind the scenes of all the people working in the industry is a slap in the face, I'll be honest with you.
They can't replace us. We're the real thing.
I mean, eventually they won't need us at all.
Then you know how to be a wife.
My brain hurts here. Okay? My brain hurts here because the camera is looking at him behind his shoulder, and obviously it's looking at the TV screen, so you don't see the camera over his shoulder.
Is this the best your planet can offer?
Me destroy everything!
Whatever. Let's get this over with.
Too slow.
Shut up and disappear!
I don't care what anyone says. This is insane. This is crazy looking. Yes, it's not perfect yet.
Vegeta ni Urza Dobini Chan.
Yeah, these commercials, these cost hundreds of thousands.
瞬间绽放.
You don't even need 3 years ago to look compared to this. Look at what it was at the beginning of last year.
Let the hostage go! Drop the weapon now!
And we're gonna skip that because he shoots. This looks like a cartoon you would see on
Like
whatever
nice
channel.
here.
This looks exactly like the CGI that we get in movies right now.
It's not a drill! Go, go!
Stunt people no longer needed, right? You could just take the actor and put him in a stunt sequence. I do see a hybrid of stuff happening though, because at least right now, and that could change tomorrow, but because the acting and the facials and stuff like that don't look perfect yet, I can see them doing the close-ups and the dialogue with the actual people, but then all of a sudden, instead of CGI, now you're just putting props in. Do you know what I mean? this is silly, but the fact that the ramping, the speed ramping and stuff like that. I work with Pat Morita.
You cannot escape now.
It's crazy.
Running away.
Let's see what else we got. We got a race of a horse.
Takes the early lead. Finish him.
I mean, I think we should get a game like this with like leaders from around the world over the centuries and stuff like that. That'd be pretty dope, right?
The old magic is stirring. The time to act.
Think about this right now. Like we watched How to Train Your Dragon, the live action, and that was really good. Like really good. The dragon looked really good. This is insane. No special effects. This is just a prompt.
Act is upon us.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Ready the guns.
Natural disasters happening. Let's see what else we got here. Is it going to speak? No? Well, how come it didn't speak? Let me see if it, I'll bring it up. I don't know why it didn't speak. I can't do a Trump impersonation. Thank you much for the $5. It says, when you get a game, I'll be the final boss because, you know, I'm the boss. The bestest boss. The strongest boss. My golden dome dominates. That's a New Yorker guy. It's not him, though. I apologize. I don't know why it's not speaking. Thank you much for the $5 super chat. Appreciate Jaku. I don't know why it didn't speak. That doesn't make any sense. Let me see what's going on here. It should work. This is insane, right? Just a lot of the stuff, and I know a lot of people are looking at it saying it's still cheesy. It looks not good. There's still, but this is what we're getting now. You know, like some of the Marvel movies we watch and some of the special effects are like, man, the special effects look really bad. How does this look better than that? You know what I mean? My biggest thing is that they're worried about us creating like the Star Wars stuff and the Marvel stuff, those are memes, right? Those are memes. When people can make full-length feature films, commercials, music videos in an afternoon from their bedroom, original content, now this is where they're worried, right? This is where they're worried, right? Because if I can create my music video, then I'm not walled off anymore from Hollywood. I can create my own content, post it on my channel, original content. I don't need actors. I don't need the lighting department. I don't need $100,000. I don't need $1 million. Not only can I make the stuff for $10, $20 based on how many credits you're using and what it is, and take your time with it, right? You don't have to like make something and then throw it out there as fast as possible. If I have $100, I'm like, my budget, I want to make a 15-minute, short film. And you like, I want to spend $100. Maybe you don't spend $100. But now you can use these programs and make the thing that you want to make. And there's nothing stopping you. Nothing stopping you because you're not in copyright infringement, anybody. You're not using IPs. You're taking your real thing. You could take the dream that you had last night, write it down on a piece of paper, and then put it into this and be like, holy Christ. It could be a Kojima type of film, right? And that's the insane part. But these studios, these companies are looking at it and saying they're doing the cease and desist because they're training off of the Hollywoods and the movies and stuff that's out there. Everyone borrows from everybody. There's movies that are filmed right now that borrow something from someone that already filmed something, right? How many times have we seen a shot for shot from one film to another, exact same shot? How is that happening? I mean, to the T. We've seen all this all the time. Here, this you can make cartoons. Imagine making your own cartoon. Obviously, they're using Dragon Ball Z. But I could tell it to say, hey, I like to make my own animated short using the style of Dragon Ball Z animation. If right now you were watching this and you didn't know I was talking about AI, you would look at this and go, I don't remember watching this episode. I want spaghetti now. I want spaghetti. I used to love watching these old Godzilla stuff like this. Look at the dust kicking up off of that. Imagine this is like Daredevil, Batman. Again, this looks exactly like the CGI we're getting right now in films.
That's not what I ordered. Get in the car, now.
You didn't tell me there'd be this much.
There wasn't supposed to be.
me see what else is going on here. Oh, we got Transformers? I didn't see this. We've got Transformers. Bro. Anyone can make anything they want. Here's the dystopian place that happens here, right? If we can all make our own stuff, the monoculture is completely gone. Those of you guys don't know what the monoculture is. When we were kids, or when you were younger, right? We all knew that on Friday night, there was, thank God it's Friday, right? You would watch like Full House, Family Matters, whatever, okay? You knew that when a new movie came out, everybody was going to the theater to watch it that weekend. Hence why it was sold out. You couldn't get tickets, and you would have to go the following day or the following weekend, okay? We all watched the same thing. And that's why things were popular. This is why brands became massive, because they got an influx of cash with toys, with movies and TV shows. Then what happened was we got the DVR, where people watched it, but they watched it a little bit afterwards. Maybe they couldn't see it at that moment. And then we got streaming. And then we got all episodes at once, and some people can't watch it. And now we have YouTube. And right now there's people watching us, right? So there's like 30 of you guys watching me. But then there's other people, 60 people watching this other person, and 10 people watching this other person. This is why when someone says, hey, have you seen this person? I'm like, I have no idea what it is. And you go to their channel, and they have 1 million subscribers. But yet I've never heard of them. Because there's so much content. There's so much stuff out there that you can't watch it. Monoculture is completely gone. So now we're all watching different things simultaneously, okay? And nobody knows what everything else is. So now you're not even looking for 1,000 people. It's like you're 10 people that are watching this. So now if we all can make stuff like this, how in the world, let's just say we all make Transformers. Like, we don't even try to make something different. We just all make Transformers. And we're all watching our own Transformers content. I put myself in a movie. Instead of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, I am Iron Man. I put my face on his body, and I'm Iron Man. So I watched the entire movie in my own house, but I'm Iron Man. How are they going to sue me? How would they know that I did that? They wouldn't. They wouldn't know. Okay? Because I'm not making a profit off of it. I'm just making a movie. Right? Every little thing that we watch is something different than everybody else that's watching. There is no more monoculture. Yeah, monoculture is dead. How the hell is it supposed to even work? I want to make a good Star Wars movie. People have been doing it. Have you seen some of the Star Wars stuff they've been creating? Right? People are making changes to Game of Thrones. People right now are making changes to Neverending Story. People are changing things in movies right now. They're like, I don't like that ending. And they made their own ending. That's where we're going. This right here, do you know how much this costs for just this scene? Bro. You're telling me I can make a Michael Bay movie better than Michael Bay now? I can make it in my own version? That's so bad. That one was so bad.
Will they ever let us out?
The hell is this? The arrows were flying backwards, by the way, if you saw that. Animation's gonna go crazy with this stuff. All right, hear me out, chat. I want this style redo Star Wars fan made. That's what I want. Not only do I want episodes 4, 5, and 6, I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 done in this style and completely make your own. That's what I want. Someone do it. This is great. Sign me up. Where do I watch this? You see what I'm saying? Like where now if that was actually real, well it is now, okay? Where do I watch that? I want to watch that. What's happening here? Original superheroes, I see. I'm more interested in her right now than Shang-Chi. I know nothing about this character. What the hell's happening here? One Piece? I've never seen it. All right, let me rewind this a second. I'm 520 episodes into One Piece. I don't recommend it. Because of time or... Yeah, bro. Animation's about to go crazy. This is a World of Warcraft scene? Bro. Make a Monster Hunter video like this? So there you go. Just a ton of stuff, right? That you can make anything with this stuff. So obviously, I kind of see it going a couple different ways, right? I kind of see them turning into the skid. I see a lot of the studios looking to purchase these things. Because if they can purchase these things, well, then they can dictate who operates on these things. And they want to monetize it then, right? So think about this, right? Hollywood right now makes the business because they make the thing and then charge you to go watch the thing. But what about if the business model switches from they make the thing and charge you to watch the thing instead of charging you to make the thing? If everybody in the world can make their own stuff and they own the rights to everything that you make, and you pay 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, whatever dollars it is a month to make the thing that you want to make, then that would be a different business model, and that would make probably a better different business model, because then the people that want to watch the things that they want to watch will make the things that they want to watch, and if other people like what they're making, then they'll watch that as well, right? Then they could own the rights to the things that you make because you're using the platform that it was made on. I think that's one way they go. Right? I think that these studios will purchase these software and use it as tools. Another part of me thinks that they'll take the industry and they'll use it because some things are perfect and other things aren't. Right? And I think the up close stuff would be hard to do with the mouth and stuff as of right now. So for instance, the fight scene with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, they would film with real actors, but then any kind of stunts or anything like that, they would just put in because they already have their faces digitally inside the system. So they can be like, all right, Tom Cruise is doing this, and that they set the whole scene up and they do it, which would bring down the cost dramatically. Okay. A movie that cost $250 million now costs $250. Okay. Then companies, if only a box office weekend made $1 million, well, guess what? They just fucking 10 times whatever they just did, right? So that's where I see them going as well. I think that the industry turned into the skid because it's going to be impossible. Again, this is just my thoughts and opinions. It'll be impossible to sue everybody. They would be stuck in litigation for years, going after this guy and that guy and this guy and that guy, right? They could break down maybe, I don't know, maybe they could break down like if a YouTuber's making something, like myself, I'm a small channel. If I make something, I'm under the radar. Nobody knows. But if that starts to get popularity, well, then the eyes are on you, right? You don't want to get too big because if you get too big, well, then people are like, hey, we need to sue you if you're using the IPs like the Star Wars, the Marvel, and stuff like that. But if you're making original content, if you're making stuff that nobody owns, there's this whole world of content creators that can make their own original stuff, and they have the platform to show it. They have YouTube to show it. And you don't have to actually charge people to watch it, but people could watch it and then they could tip you whatever they want. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens in the next 6 months. 6 months. Because right now you go to Twitter. If I go to Twitter right now and just scroll down, let me see. Very first thing I'm looking at here is, look at this. Right? They're just showing you what they're doing. Magnify upscaler for video beta testing for Sundance or CDance 720. Look at that. Now they're doing color grades and stuff. It's the very first thing that popped up when I went. Oh. Here's another one. Look at this. Sure, it looks very cartoony, it looks very, very AI driven and stuff like that. But this is original. These are original content that people are making instantaneously. Entire game trailer generated with AI just in minutes. So now, as a gamer, you got to watch. You got to watch what you're going to do, because they can make a game trailer and they don't even have a game yet. Look, my whole timeline is filled with this. A dark fantasy movie with our cats.
Always too soft to do what was necessary. Do not stand in my way if you wish to Rest now, brother. The old ways die with you.
Brother. I'm invested. I want to know what happens to the cats now. I'm invested. I want to know what happens to the cats. Right? They literally took their cats. They literally took their cats and made them the stars of their movie. Bro. We live in a weird time right now. Right? People are worried about IP stuff. This guy says right here, I stopped trying to make Marvel stuff. I just wanted to create my own thing now. Bro. This is absolutely amazing. There's going to be a lot of slop. There's going to be a lot of slop. But at the same time, there's going to be a lot of stuff out there that people make original content. Look, someone did Matt Damon and Tom Cruise. Do you have a gun on the ground? See, people are worried about that. Hollywood's worried about that. But what they really should be worried about is that the original content that people are creating. That's what they should worry about. I'm just looking at a whole bunch of stuff. Marvel, Godzilla, Transformers. The price to use AI is going to explode. Otherwise, there's no other way to control the flow of the content. Sure. But even if it's $100 a month, $1,000 a month, full-blown studios will do that because they'll make that money hand over fist. We'll make a movie with Timbo, not Tom Cruise, in Mission Impossible, right? In Mission Improbable. We're just making a game trailer. Look like a game. It's gonna get crazy. 100%. Chopper Eric says this is why all the data centers are being built. We're behind, right? And you got to think about it, right, Eric? This is what they're showing us now. What have they been working with? Do you know what I mean? Like the government shows us stuff, right? So like when we see something that comes out of from the government, they have the next iteration already in behind the scenes, and they're showing us the thing that we think is now amazing, mind-blowing. Here's another thing. This is actually pretty cool.
Which one would you choose?
This is, I'm not going to show the video or not the audio, right? Look at the elements of this, right? Watch the elements of this. Just look at the elemental way this is done. Look at the water. That's what I said earlier, Altern. That's what I said earlier, right? Altern saying, what if they have been using AI to make CGI, and this is why the CGI looks bad now? This is what I said earlier. I said, what about if they've been using this stuff behind the scenes? Because some of this stuff looks like exactly like the CGI that's being used now. And if it's not, that means that the AI has caught up to CGI, which is absolutely crazy. What if Hollywood already had AI to make commercials? Yeah, I'm telling you, I think they already did. Because there was, how many commercials were done this year in the Super Bowl that were AI? Tons of stuff. Yeah, you can make whatever you want. It's going to be really interesting on how fast people can make it. Because if they can just take a script, any scripts that have already been gone. You can take an old movie, right? An old movie that's public domain and redo it right now in AI and upgrade it. Like mind blown. Mind blown. I don't know, man. We live in a really weird time right now. And did someone just already make a Speed is watching himself. Someone made an AI. This is what I'm talking about. Watch this. Right? Speed is watching himself be made as One Piece. This is what I'm talking about. Right? This is what I'm talking about. You can watch yourself, you could put yourself in a film. It's the more I scroll, this shit's right here is crazy. This is even crazier. Okay. This shit right here is even crazier than what I just showed you. Okay. So what you're looking at here, okay, this is another AI model. Okay. These are just people in their living room pretending they're holding on to a piece of wood in the middle of the ocean. Okay. Do you understand what's going on right now? You understand you don't even need a film studio anymore. You just need a camera. And then take the footage that you have and put yourself into something by just giving it prompts. For some of you, you're probably like, I don't understand what Mike is getting so excited or whatnot. I did this for over 20 years. I know what it takes to do what they're doing. And now anyone can do it like a Thanos snap, which is absolutely insanity. All right, this will be the last thing we show, and then we're gonna go, right? Just watch this. Tell me this is not a Marvel film that you've already seen. There's not a movie out right now that the CGI doesn't look just like this. That's a thing, alternate, yeah. You can see yourself, yeah. That's sort of like an outer body experience, right? Mike is on an old account, just learned about Excel. All right, Jesse, have a good one. This is insane. It's insane. I'm not the old guy in the room for this. I knew this was going to happen. I'm just amazed how fast it's happening. Because just over 6 months ago, we weren't here. So it makes you wonder where the hell we're going to be 6 months from now. Really start to think that Hollywood has been using AI to make CGI. Because the CGI looks advanced just to come out a few days. Again, I wonder where the technology is for CGI if this is what's out to the public now. And again, China is leading the race in AI right now, both in physical like robots and also with the AI that they're producing here. And again, if you can monetize, because if everyone's making stuff, they're all paying $10, $20, $30 right now to make these things. They don't care. They're making money hand over fist now. Hollywood should be very scared, and I think they will either purchase or invest in their own thing because they have done it in the past with other things. Ultimate says 6 months from now, you'll be able to finally make your own Star Wars movie of Luke Dream. I could do that right now. We could probably do that right now. Not even 6 months. We could have done it 6 months ago. But now I think you could do it with just a prompt. It'll be very interesting. But that's where we'll leave it. Go check out the videos that we watched earlier today from Big Fry TV, also from Kinger. Go check out their channels. Are you guys messing around with AI? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know in live chat. Is there something that is this something actually you would take part of with the AI stuff? I'm definitely interested because I've always been a filmmaker. I've always done something artistic wise. And now that Hollywood's doors have been blown completely off and everyone has access to stuff like this, it's pretty interesting. We'll be back tonight for some Hightail over on 30 and Still Gaming, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back tomorrow morning for the Daily Grind at 10 a.m. Appreciate it very much. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. I do appreciate you very much. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, scroll, refresh, repeat. Another face, another voice, another beat. But none of it's real anymore. Welcome to the fade. Yeah. Woke up to a timeline full of ghosts. Fake smiles, fake art, fake quotes. Every thumbnail screaming, look at me. Same words, different font, same routine. Bots got opinions, bots got takes. Bots writing songs about heartbreak. Who lived it, who felt pain? Or was it trained on a million names? Keyboard kings with no soul inside. Copy paste, monetize. Original thought on life support. Buried under sponsored lies. They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't bleed, but they compete. Grinding harder than you and me. 24/7 content machine. AI slop, pour it in a bowl. Feed the masses, the soul. Likes go up, truth goes cold. Everybody buying what the algorithm sold. AI slop, sounds just right. Perfect words, no human fight. Made too fast, feels too clean. Empty calories on a glowing screen. Art used to come from scars and sweat. Now it's prompts and presets. Make it viral, make it sad. Make it sound like something we already had. News written by code with no spine. Outrage scheduled right on time. Rage bait cook, served hot. Doesn't matter if it's true or not. Creators drowning in the noise, trying to be heard, fighting bots. While the suits say adapt or die, as they automate the human voice. No risk, no shame. Same face, different name. Flood the net, crash the lane. Call it progress, call it change. AI slop, pour it in the bowl. Feed the masses, numb the soul. Lights go up, truth goes cold. Everybody buying what the algorithm sold. AI slop, day and night. Generated dreams in artificial light. Made too fast, feels obscene. Empty calories on a glowing screen. Yeah, it's convenient. Yeah, it's cheap. Yeah, it talks, but it don't speak. It can mimic, it can steal, but it can't tell you what's real. No childhood, no regret. No fear being misunderstood yet. So when everything sounds perfect, that's when you know it's counterfeit. I'm not scared of tools or tech. I'm scared of what we'll neglect. When speed matters more than voice, and humans stop being the choice. If far's just data remix, then what happens to the risk? What happens to the mess and flaws that made us feel something at all? AI slop, flood the stream. Synthetic culture, plastic dreams. Scroll so long you forget your name. Chasing numbers in a hollow game. AI slop, yeah, we see the future riding over me. If this is progress, stop the clock. I'd rather feel it than AI slop.